right, let's turn now to the Trump campaign, where the former president is focusing on undecided voters in these final 2 weeks. Polls suggest only 5% of voters are still undecided at this point, and both campaigns think many of those voters are younger and Black or Latino. Trump making a pitch to Latino voters at a roundtable earlier today. Before heading back to the battleground state of North Carolina, NewsNation's Brooke Schaefer is following the former president, joins us live from Miami. Brooke, what did Trump have to say today?
Well, Nichole, as you mentioned, the former president here in this final stretch making one of his final arguments to those still undecided voters, speaking specifically this morning to Hispanic voters, a group that really could sway this election, especially in some of those battleground states. The former president during this roundtable here in Doral talking about his economic impact on the Hispanic community when he was in office, saying this moments ago.
This love affair has been going on pretty much from the beginning. Now, 2016, it was a little early, but then I started producing for them, and they produced for the country because the level of genius, entrepreneurship, energy that they have, it's an incredible community. And I liked them, and they liked me, and now they're seeing numbers that are shocking.
Now, here in South Florida, where this roundtable happened, there's a large Cuban community which largely backs the former president. And this new polling we're showing you shows that nationally, Trump appears to be ahead with Latino support. But as we zoom into those numbers, Nichole, we look at some of the battlegrounds where this support really matters. In states not including Florida, but states like Arizona and Nevada, Trump has work to do. Keep in mind, Hispanics are a group of voters that could account for close to 15% of the vote. So they could sway the outcome in those battlegrounds where it's still anyone's game. The former president commenting on some of that recent polling during his stop here this morning.
I just saw a poll that we're actually leading with Hispanics. That's never happened before. I don't know, but it's going to be close. I mean, she's sleeping right now. She couldn't go on the trail. You know, you'd think when you have 14 days left, you wouldn't be sleeping. She's not doing anything today.
Now, during this roundtable, the former president focused in large part on economic policy, but he also spent time talking about his hardline stance on the border, drawing applause from the crowd at one point when he argued that what's happening at our southern border is destroying our country, saying the border, he believes, is a bigger problem than inflation. Now, this stop here in Florida today, it comes after a 3-stop day for the former president yesterday in North Carolina, where he focused on faith and crime, but he also criticized the federal government's response to Hurricane Helene. Trump will be back in battleground North Carolina tonight, a state where early voting is already underway. Nichole?
All right, so Brooke, you just said right there, he is going back to battleground North Carolina, and we might see someone new on the trail with him.
It's possible, Nichole, that one of the former president's former rivals actually joins him on the campaign trail. Nikki Haley's team reportedly in talks with the Trump campaign to join him for a joint campaign event at some point in this final stretch. That's according to some sources familiar with the planning. Now, the former UN ambassador, who herself made a bid for the White House, endorsed Trump when she got out of the race, despite being critical of him in her own campaigning. Nothing has been confirmed just yet, Nichole, but it's possible that we see Haley and Trump on the trail together soon. Our sources telling us that Haley's team so far has provided a couple of dates to the Trump camp that could work for a joint campaign event. Nichole?
All right, Brooke Schaefer live for us there in Florida. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.